Federal court is declining to lift its stay on the Biden administration's vaccine mandate for businesses with 100 or more workers. That means the mandate will not go into effect, at least for now. KMBC 9's Christopher Salas is in our Washington bureau this morning to tell us what's next.
And there are still legal battles ahead. Lawyers with the Justice and Labor Departments have said holding this mandate could cost dozens or even hundreds of lives per day. A Biden administration vaccination mandate remains on hold for now. A judge in Louisiana declining to lift a previous stay on the order, saying the mere specter of the mandate has contributed to untold economic upheaval in recent months. The federal requirement states workers and companies with 100 or more employees need to be vaccinated by January 4th or face masking and weekly testing, impacting about 84 million Americans. At least 27 states and several businesses have filed legal challenges.
It was a no-brainer that we needed to stand up for our liberties and our freedoms.
Brandon Trosclair is among those suing. He has hundreds of employees at his grocery store chain in Louisiana.
I'm not an anti-vaccine guy, but I am an anti-mandate where I think it's a massive overreach of the federal government.
The Justice Department disagrees, saying OSHA has the authority to act quickly during an emergency.
Over 750,000 Americans have died so far because of COVID. So if this is not an occupational emergency, I can't imagine what would be. World War III.
Peter Myers is a George Washington University law professor who focuses on vaccine litigation. He says several previous OSHA regulations have been struck down due to a lack of evidence, but he doesn't believe that's the case here.
I think the evidence is pretty compelling.
And the case will be back before a judge on November 16th. That's this Tuesday. A circuit court will be chosen at random to hear the case. In Washington, I'm Christopher Salas.
And attorneys with the Biden administration say there is no reason to keep the vaccine mandate on hold while the final court ruling remains undetermined. The Oklahoma National Guard is refusing to comply with the Defense Department's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The state's governor is asking for the Secretary of Defense to drop that requirement for the branch, and the head of the Oklahoma National Guard is telling members they will not be punished if they don't get vaccinated. The Pentagon says it will respond to this situation, quote, appropriately. Health experts are once again urging caution during the upcoming winter months. Just like last year, they're concerned that the holiday season could lead to a surge in COVID-19 cases. Average new coronavirus cases are up in 19 states over the past week, according to data from Johns Hopkins. 11 states are seeing more hospitalizations, too. AAA is predicting nearly 53.5 million Americans will travel for Thanksgiving, creating a lot of opportunity for the virus to spread.
We're already seeing in places in Europe that even in countries that have higher vaccination rates than we do, that they are going through a massive winter surge. And I'm very worried about the holidays ahead.
Yes, cases are down about half where they were at the beginning of September, but put that into context. We're still seeing about 4 to 5 times as many cases as we were seeing in June.
Getting vaccinated for COVID-19 remains the best form of protection while traveling, according to experts. They also recommend keeping properly fitting masks on hand. Here's a look at how the virus is spreading across our 2 states. The latest update shows that Kansas has a positivity rate of 8.2%. It's almost as high as it was at the beginning of last month. And Missouri's health department is reporting a nearly 8% positivity rate. That's up more than a half a point since Wednesday. We'll get new numbers from Missouri today. Kansas will update their numbers tomorrow.